posted a little clip about something, and it was about a reverse switch, what one of the guys at work was struggling with, and I ended up doing the job for him. It was dead easy to diagnose. I'm actually doing an animation about that as we speak. Should be ready by Wednesday, I reckon. So why do I do it the way I do it? Well, first of all, the comments I got was I would do a voltage drop on that. Why did you not do a voltage drop? Well, let's look at the circuit dead simple. You've got a fuse, a live into the switch, a live out to the switch, intermediate connector. Then after that, you've got a length of cable 3 meters long, one yellow wire to the back lamp, and that back lamp grounds. It's dead simple circuit. Why do I not voltage drop it? Well, as my mate Baz Meredith would quite merrily say, even if you've known, you don't even need to check if you've got a live, just put a split pin in or a piece of wire across the disconnected switch connector, and if it lights up bright, crazy bright, why the bloody hell do I need voltage drop it? Why would a voltage drop something? If the lamp is bright and it works, that means you've got 3 meters of good cable and you've got a good ground and a good bulb. That leaves only a few things, doesn't it? Intermediate connector is ruled out as well, so it leaves only basically a switch or a gearbox. That's it. Because if you disconnect a switch on a gearbox and you bridge a connector and there's 12 volts there, that means the fuse is okay. All you're doing is you're just putting a piece of wire instead of a frigging switch. You're manually switching a back lamp on. So why the frigging hell would I do a voltage drop? And this is why my channel, may God let it grow as much as some of these other big boys, because there's too much with fault finding. I was brought up that way. You have to voltage drop this, you have to check this. Look, listen, the goal of fault finding is make it easy. Because you've enough jobs piling up at the bloody front desk as it is. If you bridge this connector and it don't work, then you can look at, have I got 12 volts anyway? Well, I might not have 12 volts. Okay, I've not got 12 volts. Let's check the fuse. Fuse is blown. Plug it back in, fuse pops, switch is shorted to ground. If it doesn't blow when the harness is disconnected, there's no short, it's the switch. You can pull the switch out. You can resistance check the switch using continuity. Beep or no beep. If it doesn't beep when you press it between pin 1 and pin 2, then it's knackered. If it does, you've got a problem with gearbox maybe not lifting it. That happens on Fiats, old Fiats. It happens a lot, does that. Old Fiat Ducatos from the 1990s, late 80s, early 90s. The detent doesn't lift the reverse switch. Big problem. Gearbox repair required. And my fault finding method is dead simple. It's a process of elimination. On that reverse switch scenario in a minute, you might have so many different ways that you can check it depending on what the outcome is. Like I said, the easiest thing is just bloody put it in reverse, pull the switch at the harness connector off and bridge it. If it lights up, you've just got rid of 90% of the circuit. If it don't light up, have I got a live? Yes, I've got a live. Excellent, fantastic. You know, switch is knackered probably. What about if you've not got a knackered switch? What if the switch is working, you still don't have any lights at the back? How are you going to solve that problem? There's loads of different ways of doing it. We might have to do a voltage drop then, because then if we've got 12 volts coming out the switch and the switch is plugged in and everything's working but with no light at the back, what about the ground at the back of the lamp? What about the bulb itself? Then we can do basic shit and start checking bulbs and stuff. But the bulb on them is a pain in the arse, so it's easy because it's back at bumper, easy. Just check the switch, it's the easiest location. And I always do my fault finding me according to what's the easiest starting point. You might not need to check a switch. You might go straight to a bulb or a fuse. It depends on the circuit and the vehicle, the manufacturer you're working on. Every car is different, but on a Mini reverse light, if it's knackered, it's hard as shit to get your hand on the back. Check the switch, disconnect the switch and bridge it. If it works, it works. Job done. Dead easy. Put a switch in. If it don't work, let's voltage drop it. How does it work, voltage drop? Dead easy. You start with 12 volts, you go to the back, you've got 2 volts, you've lost 10 volts. Why have you lost 10 volts? Because you've got resistance. Resistance. Voltage is electrical pressure. It can't get over resistance. It can't flow. That's why you've lost 10 volts. Then we'll go down the harness. 12 volts, 12. Oh shit, 2 volts. Okay, great. I've just found the location of the break. It's between the B pillar and the C pillar. Now I'll cut the wiring open and I'll find the exact break spot. You must always repair voltage problems in wires. If you're just a lazy bastard and you just rewire it, what if you've got a fire risk? What if the wiring's rubbed through to other circuits and in the future fuses don't always pop as fast as you think, and suddenly you've got fireballs. Cars do set on fire, you know that, right? So then we'll use a voltage drop. A voltage drop's dead exciting because then you can see the 12 volts suddenly drop to 2, and you know, point A and point B, now I've got resistance. I'll chop that out and I'll join it. And then you open the harness and lo and behold, you find some smoldered wires or some like massive corrosion in wiring. That's how I do fault finding. But most important is you need to know the circuit. Start with the circuit. Fuse, 12 volt, switch, length of wire 2 meters, 3 meters long, back lamp, ground. Don't complicate the damn thing. It's more complicated when you start doing faults on more complex circuits. Give you another example of voltage drop. Why you might use it. You remember that job I had years ago? The hybrid X3 G01 would shut down randomly. Why was it shutting down? There was a voltage drop on the DME, the engine ECU. It was getting down to 9 volts, and once you get to 9 volts on a BMW, everything's going to cut off. It won't work. Why did I have a 9 volt? I didn't have a 9 volt drop on the live wire. I had a voltage drop on the ground. It had a bad ground. The bad ground, there's 2 volts on the ground, 3 volts, 4 volts, depending on how much the battery was depleting. Why? Loose ground at the back. If the electric can't flow back on the ground circuit, the electrons can't flow. They'll hang around and they'll mess up everything. And if there's no return path, you can't have a voltage drop across the component. It won't power properly, and it'll just keep depleting it until eventually it'll shut down. So you must always remember to check stuff like that. Scenarios like that are complicated. Then you can start voltage dropping. But frig me, for a pissing reverse switch, come on, lads. This is the reason why people are struggling with fault finding. They think they've got to be like scoping everything. You've seen a couple of my latest videos. I've been scoping a lot of stuff, but I scope it because I need scope it. I scoped an ABS sensor last week because I wanted to see what the output on the analog sensor was, and lo and behold, it was completely mullered and there was no output. It was shorted. I scoped also cables on the car the other day because it had a problem with the general module, and they did a wiggle test. We saw the cable signal die. That's when we scope shit. Basic shit. Don't do nothing. Do the basic stuff. You see me do basic stuff. I'm sick and tired of YouTube teaching people like, oh, you've got to do everything so complex. Fuck me, no one's got all this expensive equipment. I want to teach people who've got a couple of tools at home in the garage and they just want to learn how to be a really good fault finder so that when they buy and sell project kits, they know what they're doing and they don't have to go and take it to some dipshit in a garage who thinks he knows what he's doing. I used to work with a guy, mate. He was he was a BMW Master Tech. They pissed off back to BMW, and he was a really clever guy. He was an engineer by trade, but couldn't think outside the box. If Vista wasn't working, couldn't do anything. That's no good for fault finding. You don't need any of that. All you need is a good head. Simple. So that's it. It's Sunday. Sun's out. Thanks everyone. My kid's okay now. He seems to be anyway. He's not being sick anymore. In case you're tuning in now, my kid rushed him to emergency hospital in Espoo, which is a city in Finland near Helsinki, where we live, yesterday. And he's seems to be better now, but it was bloody terrifying. He's only 7 months old and he's all white and grey. Like, you know, last time I saw someone like that was when my dad popped his clogs. So I shit myself a bit. But he's doing all right now. By the way, guys and gals, thank you very much. 527,000 views in May. Are you kidding me or what? 500,000 views. I usually get 60,000 views. So what I've been doing, 500,000 views I've had in less than a month. How's it possible? For me, that's a lot. 60,000 I usually get. So everyone who's been watching my stuff, thanks very much, because 500,000 views for me now. 200,000 last month, 500,000 views this month. I think next month, if I keep pushing, we should get 1 million views a month on my channel. Now I've rebranded my channel, coming away from BMWs. I'm always going to be doing BMWs and stuff, but now I'm just trying to train and teach people online. This is shit hot now. This is exactly what I've always wanted. I basically started YouTube the wrong way, didn't I? I started as a BMW fault finder, and it's too much of a niche. There's too many people doing it. So now I'm going to be like, I've got friends like Darren, Mechanic Mindset. Some of you might know him. Baz Meredith. They're all people who I'm on WhatsApp with, and we speak regular. And that's the direction I'm going in. There's like more, I would say, Darren Mechanic Mindset sort of direction, whereas before I was more like Diagnose Dan, you know, just like showing faults and how I solved them. But I want to now, I'm nearly 50, so, and both my mum's got cancer again. My dad died of cancer. Hopefully my mum can get over it, but she's had it once before, so it's looking like cancer in our family is pretty fucking common. So I'm like, fuck me, I'm shitting myself. Like, fucking, how am I going to get this fucking cancer or what? Like, you know, both my parents have fucking had cancer. My dad died of cancer. My mum fucking, hopefully he'll get over it, but she's nearly 80, my mum. Like, fuck me. I'm thinking if I get this cancer shit, I'm trying my best to keep strong and fucking look after myself. But I want to pass my knowledge on me, because if anything ever happens to me and I haven't passed all what I know, and I'm pretty good at fault finding, I'd be devastated, me. I'm like Fred Dibner. I love Fred Dibner, and people like that. I used to work with guys like Fred Dibner, if any of you know Fred Dibner, and I just fucking want to be like that and pass all my knowledge on. That's it. That's all I want to do. I'm so like down, me. I'm fucking like, I see the shit what's online. I just fucking see like how the standards have dropped. And I'm like, someone said to me the other day, he said, you're fucking stuck in the past. That's your problem. I said, it's not a fucking problem. The problem is I want it to be like the past. I want the world to be as it was. When I was 18-year-old as a mechanic, the shit what I fucking see now, I never saw then. You'd be like thrown out on the streets. You wouldn't have a job in the UK. In 1995 when I started, you wouldn't have a fucking job if you done half the shit what I see now. But nowadays, I guess it's okay to fuck things up. But back then, it wasn't okay. And I'm trying to teach you. I messed things up. I've had a right shit week last week, mate. I made a right fucking balls of a few jobs me last week. For what reason, I don't know. Probably because I'm just completely overworked. One fault finder in an organisation. It's never easy, is it? Do you know what I mean? If you make mistakes, don't worry about it. Just try not to fuck things up so often. And if you do, don't fuck them up that they're really like bad, that you can't get out of them. But we all make mistakes. But yeah, thanks everyone. 500,000 views on my channel. Fuck me, that's amazing. Never thought I'd get like that far, you know, from nothing to this. It's pretty good. Anyway, have a good weekend, guys and gals, and keep an eye out for my animation video. I've just put a quiz up on community feed. If you can answer questions, you're a legend. If you can't, watch my video. What's coming out Wednesday, Thursday. And animation. Can you fucking believe I'm doing an animation video? It's shit hot. It's like 2D animation. Don't get excited. It's not fucking Disney Pixar 3D. I'm not that good. Like I said, the only thing holding me back is I can't use Blender and shit like that. If I can start using Blender and start doing proper animations, I'd have way more like views, wouldn't I? But yeah, my videos are never going to be like they were. There's no more of these long videos anymore like there was, so they're not going to happen. They're going to be long videos about teaching animation. This fucking animation I'm doing is shit hot, I'm telling you. You're going to love it. It's proper cool. I've got like this mechanic with a tattooed arm saying, I love Deborah. Go and have a look at community feed, you'll see it. I thought, I need to put a bit of humour in. I think you should put a bit of humour in your animation. It's a teaching video, but fuck me, why not have some humour? Big mechanic's hand like that, pressing a switch, and switch goes in, continuity goes over, and it says, I love Deborah. I'll always be like that, mate. If I'm teaching, I don't give a shit. I think you should have a laugh and also bank the knowledge, but don't be rigid when you teach. That's my motto. Hey, look, this guy's looks a bit annoyed at the side of me. I best do one. He might think I'm filming.